I don't know what is going on with the Facebook access.
Oh, but when I was supposed to go on with the, oh, are we live right now?
I think so. All right. So are we live? It says in broadcast. Let me look and see because we just can't get on Facebook. I think party people. Is it look? Is it anybody in here? Is it anybody in here? All right. So I don't see nobody just yet, but it says that we live for 30 seconds. So let
So
me.
they can watch it later.
Yeah, we cool. We okay
Okay.
with it. All right. I'm trying to make sure we actually up and running though. Okay. Yeah. Transmutation station. Okay, I see it. All right, boom. All right, so yo, what's popping? I wish we could have did this on Instagram live too. Do you want to hop on? Oh, how many? I'm not gonna even doing too much. All right, what's popping? How you doing, Sunshine?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So, guys, welcome
How's,
back. Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say, how's your birthday?
Man, my birthday was amazing. It was a really good birthday. I really enjoyed myself. I don't. I was telling my little brother I don't really fuck with humans like that. So I wanted a low key birthday, and I definitely had a low key birthday. I was like, it was the perfect low. It was the low keyest of birthdays, and it was perfect for me.
I was watching. I caught you in the piece. I caught you in the
Mm.
piece dealer. Um, I caught you in the piece dealer, and I can't wait to watch that series as it continues to evolve because
How did you
I
like it?
I liked it a lot.
Okay.
I think it has an awesome new twist. I think that a lot of people probably want to know the man behind the scenes, and
Yeah.
I think that was a great. That was actually a channeled idea, and it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny because neighborhood hope dealer, and I know when I was on with Ja that I was talking about you. I was shot a shoot giving you a shout out about us being on Transmutation Station or what I was saying something or
Yeah.
recapping something we spoke
Yeah.
about and every time I'm talking about you, I accidentally say his name.
Yeah.
And then when I saw that you all were collaborating, I was like, that's what I mean by sometimes we're just channeling stuff and we don't even realize we're doing it. I was like,
Yeah.
maybe I was helping in this etherical level. This in
I'll
the
take
5D
that. We
5D bring it together.
we needed all the help we could get because let me tell you, it was so hard to actually. I told you we've been planning that. What's popping, Sky? We've been planning that for like over a year, and we just couldn't ever get it together. So,
Oh,
and
wait a
then,
minute. I got in the comments, honey. Can you still
oh
see me on the camera?
yeah, I can see you. I can see you still.
Oh, okay. Well, when I do that, it shows up. Why does it do that? Hmm. No, well, I actually, I gotta take some. Yeah, he's busy, but I can respect that.
Yeah,
I respect
yeah,
that how he works. He gets a lot done.
yeah,
Gets a lot
yeah.
done.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So I think it'll be interesting. Okay, so since you brought it up, what's one thing you would like to see us talk about? Just like, or what's one thing you would like to get to know about him?
Hey, Skywalker. I think. Oh no, I think you're actually going to uncap it. I think that I think he needs to. You're putting him in a vulnerable position, but it's not in a negative light. And I think that I think that that's good. That you know what I
Okay.
mean. I think it'll be a positive thing.
I hope so. That's my goal. That's definitely my goal. So I'm
You
definitely
know, oh,
go
I
ahead.
apologize. But
No.
as we in plus two, and I think that even when we're talking about self reflections and things like that,
Mhm.
it's kind of like I think you as well as the peace dealer, it's like when we're having these conversations or when we're all online
Mhm.
and or watching each other, it's like everything evolves and unfolds and we get to understand and learn things about ourselves.
Yeah.
So we kind of bring things to light for each other because when we were talking in our personal time, it's like, man, I'll be the first to tell you when we're walking through our own stuff. It's like, yeah, you'll get
Mhm.
little breadcrumbs, right?
Yeah.
But you're still meant to go through and evolve through something,
Mhm.
or everybody wants everything. Like, no, I want to know. It's like, no, man, chill the fuck out. You're not supposed to know all the time. Just let it go.
Yeah, yeah, and
And I,
yeah, I feel like that goes into like even the
hmm
conversation we had. I don't know if you caught it, but just the
hmm
need for tarot, like because I want to know, You're not supposed to. And I had to tell
Yeah.
myself, I had to really recently work myself out of that. Like, you're not gonna know everything, so but that's okay.
Well, and that's the wild part because I'll always tell people it's like no, I don't you know it's an enhancement, but I also learned
Mm-hmm.
too,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, that the energy is what it is. It's the frequencies. And
Yeah.
so whatever frequencies we're in, like if you're in the panic state, which I learned that too. We learned that. And then I had gathered, I was like, okay, well then you're gonna draw on the energy that you're in.
Yep.
And then
You're
in
gonna
I
draw in you're gonna draw in the energy that you in. Message hope. That's a message. That's like I need to write
mm-hmm.
that.
It is the frequency, but it makes sense though. I mean, and see, I learned that. I mean, like I said, we've been doing this for a long time. But I'll say it again. People that think that you're not, it's not a truth. If you think you know everything, your ass ain't going to evolve, and it's all an
Mm-hmm.
evolution. So it's a
You ain't
beautiful
got
thing.
nothing else to learn if you know everything.
Right. It's exciting to learn something new you keep learning, and then it's like I get excited about it. I always do. But not that time, but I was like, okay, when I calmed down and I could think about it later, and I was like, okay, this is what this was, right? So you just have to let things evolve and unfold sometimes. But
And
we can, but if we're on the other, like if I'm pulling for you or pulling for somebody else, then it's kind of like then I'm taking myself out of my own stuff, and I can pull for people all day long. But when you're doing your own thing, yeah, you can a little bit, but you just have to really be in a balanced space to do it. Oh, what we're talking about today, balance. Hey, did you notice I pulled it on? I pulled the manifestation intention card yesterday, and it was balance.
so
And
we on the right track. We picking up the breadcrumbs.
we are.
Oh my god, you're frozen. I'm so salty right now. The screen grab. That's funny. Hello. All right, y'all. I just want to
Yeah, I
take
was
some
like,
time.
well, maybe.
Oh, go ahead. Okay, okay. I can hear you now. Go.
Who, me?
Yeah, because you had went away for like
I was just
at
looking
least 2 minutes.
Well, you froze on my end too, but I could
Oh
see
damn.
you. So
Okay.
so I said we probably were getting some interference. Wait,
You're
these hoes ain't gonna stop us. Let's roll.
you already
They
know how
stopping
that
us?
shit go. You already
They're
know how
not
that shit
stopping us.
go.
I'm not fucking around with this shit. They can kiss my ass. How
Hey,
about
that's what they
that?
don't. That's what
I
they
don't.
don't
That's another
understand.
thing too. Well, you just keep pushing along.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? It's like that's what if I have mastered something, I've mastered that. Getting back up.
Ooh, let me tell you, the get back up gang is Flexi. My little brother he's so funny. He talks about because we're getting older, and so he talks about as you get older, there are different ways to get back up. Some you need more support, some you need less support. Oh my gosh, you don't even know. You are extremely pixely right now, like in the
Am I?
matrix pixely. Yeah, it's
Cool.
crazy. Oh wow.
Well,
So it go ahead.
I surrender to the divine. Surrender to the
Hey.
divine. Yep,
so
surrender to the divine.
but listen, getting back up is not easy, and the older you get, the harder it gets to get back up. That's why you got to be
Mm.
very careful so that you try to be careful so you don't fall as much, but you can't stop the inevitable.
I think you're just. I think the older you get, this, so you're just probably just tired of fucking starting over all the time. You're like,
Yeah,
man, I'm done. I'm tired. But I get excited too. So I feel like there's a lot of transmutation going on
yeah,
in the collectively in the world, but a lot of changes in our personal worlds, and
yeah.
so yeah, so it only can be dominoes fast forward from this point. That's what I'm looking forward to.
The dominoes fast forward. Oh,
Yeah, instead of fast backwards, they're fast forwards
yeah,
now.
yeah. I just want to be. I don't know. I'm just taking this time, like my birthday. I take my time, like I rest. Like that's one of the things I really
Mm,
wanted for my birthday. Like a lot of people want to go out and party. I want to sit in my house and rest.
yeah,
Because the dominoes forward is coming, and it's just like,
yeah.
oh, just like you don't want to be down anymore, but you also, and it's the thing, balance, being grateful for the down because In the
Yes.
down, you were able to take a much needed sometimes un,
Rest or
yeah,
restoration.
involuntary rest. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And a lot of people they get lost in the down because they get so upset that they're down instead of just being like, okay, how can I most productively use this down? I'm gonna get up
Right.
again, you know.
Right. So Leanne, neighborhood hope dealer, what do you do? What are you doing to balance yourself?
Oh wow. So let me tell you, and I say this as I don't know. So I'm gonna be honest. So I decided to kind of take my career with like being an influencer and all of that seriously. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like I'm like, okay, all right. So in that I had to one if I'm gonna plan for the very worst and I'm gonna plan for the very best. So because that's I'm a planner that it helps me keep balance.
Mm-hmm.
Um so regardless of, and most of the time sometimes things that I can't even imagine happen, so even though I planned for it, I couldn't have planned for it because like you said, it's not to know everything. But okay, so all of that in this time, so I just kind of took a step back from social media because social media is like a drug. If you really, if we get down to the crux of it,
Yeah.
it's a attention. Wayne has this line, he said, I try to pay attention but attention pays me. Like, some people do
Yes.
anything for attention, and that's all. If you really watch what social media is, it's a whole bunch of people trying to get attention so that they can go viral and they can do and they can get money from it. So so I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so I got to treat this, if this is something I'm going to do, I'm going to have to, one, stay balanced and like moving and making it a career, because I also still want to keep what I do for a living. I want to do that as well, but I still have to have me time and stuff like that. So I disconnect. If I'm staying balanced, like I disconnect from
This
everything
is
equally.
coming, what's in the dark comes to the light. But
Yeah.
but maybe that's why sometimes we got to push hard. Maybe that's why we got to push harder, because in a way, because people can see, I said can see your true authenticity.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they can feel your spirit and stuff.
Yeah.
And in comparison, and sometimes, yes, and sometimes people are good at their craft, but it takes a little longer, but it'll come out, you
Yeah,
know.
and that's the thing. So that's the thing. So that's maintaining balance for me. One, because I have to make sure that I understand that that's the thing. So, but
Hmm.
I take time out for me. Like I spend a lot of
Yeah.
time with myself. It's a lot of people in the world that don't like to spend time with themselves. That don't understand spending time. Because when you spend time with yourself, you're alone with your thoughts. And let me tell you, I don't know about you, but I'm 100% sure you, because you all water. Like, my thoughts get deep, and I'd be like, oh
Oh, yeah.
God, do I really have to think about this? Do I really, again, that's balance, because not thinking about it is toxic, and thinking about it too much is toxic. So you have to address it. And so I just spend time with myself and do things like that to get grounded.
Yeah. I've spent a lot of time by myself, a lot. I mean, it well, because a part, I think maybe it's part of the spiritual gifts or whatever, like, or it's like, even as a child, it's like, even if I could always have a lot of people around me, but I always felt like I was in a corner in a way, you know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
I was always, you know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a negative thing, but if I really think about it, it's like, it's kind of like empaths and things like that, where we're like natural born loners, probably because we're
Mm.
natural born leaders.
Yeah.
Right?
And
And
like,
so, but it was all part. If you think about it, it's like kind of, when I think about and I reflect back now, because I do a lot of reflection and I kind of see where everything kind of drops into place, and I
yeah.
see all of these things or how everything like plays out, and that the reflection periods of really what I'm into right now. And
Mm.
I'm great. I honestly, I'm not tooting my own horn. I guess I am, but I'm great at self reflection, and I'm great at taking responsibility.
That's
Like
something
if
to toot
like
your
if I
horn
did,
about, though. Like, if you want to toot your horn, you want to be like, I'm that bitch when it comes to self reflecting. Then be that, because, like,
well,
it's people
yeah.
that's that bitch for no reason, like, because they got the best eyelashes. I don't know.
Nah, I don't even like mascara because my eyes are too sensitive because they're light. So it's like my eyes will always feel crusty if I got mine. I'm like kind of like this because the sun, even the sun, like it's kind of uh sunned in the wind. Sometimes it really bothers my eyes.
I bet you're sensitive. Like I don't think people get that. I tell people, like, that static, that gray and black static, that, like, if you never had cable, like when there's no channel and there's no antenna, so that gray and black static, like that's how sensitive I am. Like
Mhm.
I'm just like, I'm like static, so I pick up on everything. So I'm very, very careful
Mhm.
who I'm around. I'm very like, and like when they say, I think I made a video called "Protect Your Peace," and I really
Oh
mean that.
yeah. Yes.
You have to, because like my
Yes.
peace is my energy. People who come in my energy, I'm learning, are they're at peace. So if you come into
Mhm.
my energy and you disturb my peace, you can no longer be in my energy. And that's hard to deal with, especially as a recovering health addict, as we were talking about, because I kind of
Mhm.
wanted to be universally liked, but everybody not gonna like me because I just don't want to be around them, because your energy off,
I think people are starting not to like me because I'm dropping truth swords.
Ooh, yeah, like they
Well, with
hate that
kindness,
shit.
well, but
Yeah.
that's when you're setting your, well, it's part of the natural stages, right? Of um the evolution and spirituality, or however we want to call it, or life, life growth, right? Is that you're starting to, you reflect, you see things clear. I do not waver on my moral compass. I don't waver on, it was harder for me to learn boundaries, right? And I think that that's really what I was going through. But the last probably year and a half, 2 years, I'm like, no, I'm not dealing. Take that shit somewhere else, because I don't need it. I don't need it.
Yeah, don't.
And it don't matter who in the hell it is. It's like, so, and sometimes people need.
Y'all see how this internet cutting up? It's not Mercury retrograde. It's not none of this shit. I just want y'all to know. So, how y'all doing? Thank y'all for watching. Happy Manifest Monday. I'm drinking some tea. I'm drinking some tea. Um, this is if you don't know what you came in on, this is called Transmutation Station. My name is the Neighborhood Hope Dealer. I go by Leanne, Neighborhood Hope Dealer, same person. Majestic Magi, Marcy, same person. And we just talk about transmuting energies, whether we're in the astral plane, the real plane, whatever plane we feel like hopping on, whatever dimension, or astrological um, plane that we decide to be on for that day. Um, what's popping, being? What's popping, boo? Whatever plane we decide to be on for that day. We just talk about it. So on today's episode of Transmutation Station, we are traveling the universe, and we're discussing what groundedness looks like, from various perspectives in various ways. And we're taking the parallelogram, or the sacred geological DNA, and flipping it on its head and talking about what it is and what it could possibly mean, look like and feel like, my friends. But the internet fucking with us right now. So I'm gonna try to see. I'm waiting to Marcy come back. And I'll just keep talking to you guys about balance until she hop her ass back on here. Cause I know she coming. I know you see it. I know you see it. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram. We got Instagrams and shit. Um, she always, if you somebody that need like a little piece of angelic guidance all day, or like throughout the day, like what does God want me to say? See, Marcy, she's always just giving you little reminders of that you're blessed. So y'all make sure y'all follow her on IG. I think it's Majestic Magi. I don't fucking know, but if you go to the Mystical Illuminations Instagram page, it'll be up there somewhere. Just go to the picture with the train on it, bitch. She tagged in it. She's tagged in it. But today, yeah, we really wanted to chop it up with you guys about balance. I think that balance takes extreme discipline. Um, you cannot be balanced without discipline. It takes, like Marcy said, she's in the reflection phase. You don't have IG, Sky, Lo Siento. I have Twitter and TikTok, but you got to get an IG. Don't miss out. Hold on, this is Marcy. Hold on. What kind of tea am I drinking? I'll tell you in 2 seconds. What what up? What happened? Okay. So y'all, she on the phone. She can't see us. All right, so because it still shows you, but I don't see a video for you. Okay, the types of teas I'm drinking. I'm drinking a honey lavender tea, and it has a quote on it. It says, "Life is best lived by focusing on your goals and dancing through all your distractions." I always drink teas with quotes because I bitch love a good quote. Then I got a mint tea, and then I got a chamomile tea, and then I was at Burlington shopping, and they had a little box and it just called for me to get it. It just was like, you need this. And it was like fresh ginger or crystallized ginger and 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 honey. And it made this ginger-esque tea. All right. All right. So she's about to call again. And so I also have that in here. Um, so look, I'm gonna add her to the stream. I can add you, but I don't still see you. I still don't see you. Um, this how this shit go. Um, so um, I'm ready to go back to smoke signals and pigeon messages. You know what? I don't know that I would be opposed to smoke signals and pigeon messages because it would actually require humans to communicate with each other. It was like I would have to consciously, fucking get a pigeon, write a message, tie the message to the pigeon leg, speak pigeon, like all that shit. Because if you don't speak pigeon, then how the fuck you gonna tell the pigeon where to take the fucking letter? I'm just asking questions. Marcy, where are you? Marcy, wherefore art thou? Marcy, they don't want us talking today, bitch. They say this bitch has been out of control all fucking weekend. We will not let her talk anymore. Silence! Silence! You speak pigeon. I bet you fucking do. You trying to teach me because in the Game of Thrones, I need to know how to fucking speak pigeon because I believe I'm gonna have to go hide behind the wall, bitch, or some shit. Mm. But y'all, this tea is divine. So Marcy, I don't know if you can hear me, but I can see you taking your computer off. Just completely exit. I'm about to call her back, y'all. This is how did we get here? How we got here? Fucking Marcy turned into Wreck-It Ralph, the fucking glitch. Got me itching and shit. Like, yeesh, what's going on? Something's off. What my fucking sage at? You know what I mean? What's going on? What is going on? They don't want us. They don't want us to fucking be great. I ain't never experienced no shit like this. Never, never. All right, I'm about to call. I'm about to call Marcy and see where the fuck what she got going on. I'm gonna tell her just leave the whole thing and then just reload back in. And I'm the one that hit the CBD cigarette. Boom. Whew. Exit out of it. Just exit completely out of it and then hit the link again. Yeah, exit completely out of it. Boom. Yeah. Not hit the No, I couldn't hear you talking. That shit crazy. All right. All right. All right. Log back in. Night. Bye. Okay. What's y'all stick around? Stick around, cause this shit gotta be good. We gotta be doing. We gotta be talking about some shit worth talking about if the fucking internet broke. She said they can't keep us down. You back, but I still don't see your picture. Yeah, nah. I see you. Okay, get from backstage. Hang up with me and see if you could do what you need to do to get through. All right. All right, y'all. Live and living color. Listen, don't ask no questions, Sky, because I don't know what you talking about. Feds listening. What money? What money? What money? What money? She fucking disappeared again, y'all. I don't know what's going on. This shit tragic. This shit tragic. Transmutation station. Anybody else right now will probably be hot. They'd be like, "Oh my god, nothing is going right." Nah, this just we. This what we do for a living, y'all. I got boobs. These things heavy, real heavy, heavy, heavy. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about. I don't know where Marcy at. All right, so we definitely gonna keep this show rolling. Where the fuck is Marcy? Like, where the fuck is Marcy? That's what we gonna name this episode. Where the fuck is Marcy? So I remember when I was first getting into spirituality. Um, One of the things that I was I kept hearing was getting grounded. So I used to like I had to go download like look that shit up. I was like, what the fuck? Getting grounded. How the fuck do I get grounded? I need to get uh not till after dinner, Ben. um, but boom, she hit down like straight like that.
Dang, we're gonna have a good Monday.
We're gonna have a good Monday. Happy Monday. Welcome
Yeah.
back. So I was explaining to them about grounding. Um, because when I first got into spirituality and I first before I knew empaths and any of the things like that, I used to always see something that said, you know, what to get like
Dang.
get grounded, get grounded. So what does getting grounded mean to you? What is that to you? What is your definition? When you ground, what does that mean?
Um, just a balance. I think just a really, I just think it means balance. You know, balancing yourself out. Not, you know, because like we were talking earlier, you can go way far left, you can go way far right. But yeah, I always can tell because I'll either get um I'll get really emotional, right, or I'll become very tired, and or or I'm clumsy. I'm clumsy. If I start
Mm,
dropping stuff or I'm tripping on myself, then I'm like, oh no, I just, it's time to
yeah,
ground.
yeah, yeah,
And then just being more mindful of our actual daily practices too. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because, sometimes, life gets in the way, and we're kind of on autopilot. I'm guilty of that as
yeah,
well at times. And so I think it's important, just to be mindful of it all. But that's how I can tell for myself. Or, or everything's just like I said, everything's just like a big cluster, and you're like, but there could go either way.
it's like
But like,
so for you, like you said, you was like, you know, I get clumsy. I get like when I can tell I need to ground when I start getting mad at everything. Cause
yeah.
yeah, like I got a temper. So like but I practice the art. Like so I've actually studied so I've studied Taekwondo. I literally just like watched the Karate Kid and all of those things. So
Oh yeah.
I studied so and I before I took Taekwondo, I decided between Taekwondo, karate, and all of those things. So because I really respect the disciplines that come behind it. Because listen, I'm a little hot head. I'm a little hot head, and so one of the like a lot of people always used to tell me they said it like whether it was shade or not, they would say shit like you'll be successful when you learn how to control that temper. And it's not that I learned. It's not that like I always tell people you can't tame me. But I can tell you since I've really become grounded and I know it like since I've been able to identify, oh hey, you're not grounded because you have let this emotionally take control of you. Um,
Yes. Yes.
at, opposed to me
Hmm.
being the young lady that would be like, man, fuck you. Like I don't care who it is. I don't care who it was. I don't care. I didn't care. Not that I care now, but like uh, everything for a reason. So but like but my hot headedness, like, so when I start like wigging out, like when my attitude started getting bad, I'll be like, okay, I need to ground. And so like I started feeling like I'm in tune with myself like that. Like I check myself. I'll be like, is this me or is this somebody
Yeah.
else? And I'll be like, nah, bitch, you got a bad attitude for no reason right now. You need to go fucking sit down somewhere. And I take some time out to spend time with myself. I'll go sit in the woods. I'll go sit by a lake. I'll go hike. And I'll bring myself back to a place of center, and then I'll re-enter and be a completely different person, have a whole different energy.
Yeah. And I think that's important too, like the whole self-reflection as well. It's like and maybe we're harder on ourselves than everybody, I think, than we honestly should be, because if you actually when you actually are in that realization moment, then that's almost saying that maybe you're more balanced in your emotional state and your mental state than you probably even think that you are. So it's kind of being able to discern too, the energy that belongs to us, and what, we're already born in with the damn stamp. Right, you're already born in, when they say you're born in sin, it's like you're already born with a negative stamp on you, so you choose to, and I think that there's a lot collectively going on as well, and maybe it's just unraveling all that, and I do believe, like, I don't know much about the Lion's Gate, you know what I mean, and I know I feel like we're constantly growing and evolving anyway, so I feel like, well, whatever's going on right now, it's like I do feel like the energy feels like it's going to subside, like it's kind of mellowing out, and then maybe all the work's done, and maybe it is just a restoration period, not all the work, but I mean everything up until this point, so we can kind of regroup and rebalance. And I was reading something about some of the ascension symptoms with that, and it was kind of like just what we're talking about. I heard a few people told me that they felt really tired. And I know the other day, what day was it? I think it was Saturday. Man, when I got up and I was already rocking on my day. And I know somebody called me and they're like, did you just get up? Like, and I was like, it felt like that, like when you wake up and you feel like you just can't wake up.
Yeah.
And, and you're already, shifting and moving a little bit. And then I was like, okay, well, it's like in listening to yourself, if you feel tired, then sit down, I think.
Yeah.
But it's very hard for me to sit down though. Even when I am tired, it's kind of, I can't even remember if I can even allow myself to actually just lay in a bed all day. Not that I'm saying it in a negative way. It's kind of like my mind's like, I'm too antsy.
You have to make yourself. I have to make myself I'll be like, nope, then you're gonna lay in the bed. Cause I'm up and jigging and jiving at about 5 o'clock in the morning most mornings. So if I lay in the bed till 8 o'clock, oh man, I feel absolutely guilty. And if I lay past that, I am nothing. What have I done with my life? But I've started in my grounding to be intentional in that. Like, you know what? No, I'm gonna lay here. And when I decide I want to get out of bed and do something, I'm like, nah, you're gonna lay here even longer because you was trying to get out of bed. So rest. You need to rest more. But that's being reflective. That's being in tune with yourself and saying, hey, I need some, I need to rest. My body's tired. Like I can go if I want to, but my body's like, no.
I think everything's just catching up and integrating, you know what I mean? Yeah. From everything that was going on, individually and collectively for us all. But I was thinking too, when you were talking about turning off social media, I do, and then I'll just listen to music or whatever, you know what I mean? Or meditations. But usually I'll just listen to my music. If I want to turn off or step away from spirit or step away from all, not totally, but you know what I mean? Where you kind of got to integrate something normal, some normalcy into your life. Cause I'm backwards. Like I'm constantly in this life and I love it that much though. I do love it that much. So it's hard for me to step away from this, and that would be harder for me to do. So, and it usually is, but when I do, and I really don't watch TV at all. I can't remember. I can't remember. Like I'll watch little things here or there, but I don't even know what the heck's going on. Like all the series or anything that everybody's into right now. I'm totally in the dark on all that. I don't even know.
And that's okay. So in my little hiatus, that's what I was doing. I was getting caught up on what's hip right now, because I was under
Mhm.
that rock. I was like, but I needed to kind of detach, but I took away from my social media. So I want to let me go on this rant for like 2 seconds. Let me like the rest of this, and let me go on this rant for like 2 seconds. Let me tell you, I think Kevin Gates just said he don't have no social media because it's depressing. He say, I'm comparing my life against your highlights. I was like,
Ooh.
God damn. Listen, that's the one reason why I can't, like, I don't give a fuck how strong, how tough, how whatever it is you are, you human. And when you
Yes.
constantly see other people's successes, like all the time, they highlights the best parts of their life. When you constantly see that, you start to automatically think less of yourself, whether you
Um,
want to or not.
I think yeah, yeah, oh yeah, in ways, but I guess it's maybe in the sense of what you wanted for yourself. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like I don't know. Like I've been bartending weddings. And I think it's fun because it's like, but
But you're happy in that.
yeah, yeah.
But everybody's not happy in what they do. Everybody's not happy. Like some people do it like like it's okay to be happy in it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like a lot of people
Mhm.
think success, they throw out their definition of what success is. Like you like what you do. And it's okay to like what you do. If you don't like
Oh yeah, you just do it for fun. Just do it for fun, or just to get, just to change something up. Because otherwise, but I don't. It's like I do a lot of. I've done a lot of self reflection. I could, and all things like that. And then it's like, and sometimes when we're trying too hard,
yeah,
and I think that's the thing too. When you're trying to grasping outside, trying to figure it all out, you just kind of got to sit back because it's really that easy. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And that goes in tandem with the whole grounding thing too. And sometimes we just got to realize, and everybody, whatever anybody's going through, just set your buns down,
yeah,
and just
yeah.
chill out, or, do something outside of the spectrum that you normally don't do. So,
And another message to my spiritualists, like if you're sensitive like me, like the more people you have on, the more you're on social media, that's so many more people's energies that you feel, that you get, like that you touch
hmm
every day. Like whether
hmm
you want to or not, you're invaded by it. You go to the fucking guest page and it's just like all of these people's energies on you at once. You don't know these people, you don't know what the fuck kind of energies they got for real, for real. That's the kind of energies they
well,
portray.
yeah, and plus too, that, and it always looks good on Facebook or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I really don't post personal things on Facebook at all. Not anymore. I don't post pictures of kids. I used to post pictures of my nieces and nephews and stuff, but I don't post. I ain't. I don't like that shit. Not no more.
And it's interesting because I'm a vlogger, so
Mhm.
I tried to vlog my real life. So you see my good days and my bad days, you know. You
Mhm.
see you don't see just the highlights. You see everything, and that's one of the things like if I'm marketing myself, that's one of the things that I do that's different from anybody else is like you get to see the real
Yeah.
shit. You don't get to see the piece together shit. You get to see
Yeah.
this me 24/7 all day every day.
Well, actually, yeah, interesting, and that's why I had did a when I healing myself through a lot of things, different phases in my life, and then I found all these old writings, right? And I started reading them, and I was reading them, and I was and I then all of a sudden I seen how they could be broken down, and then I got a light bulb. It's like, okay, share these because I'm a advocate. I am such a big advocate on we're not different than we still live normal lives. Like do not look at for me, I'm like, do not look at me like I'm God. I mean, or like I'm better than you. Anybody that sits in front of me for a reading, or if I'm doing it on the phone or whatever, I'm very open. I am
Mm-hmm.
very open, and I've been told before. Well, people should say, well, you shouldn't do that. Well, no, I'm going to be who I am, and you know what I mean. Uh, and that's the thing. It's like because I feel like that's how we can actually heal and transmute that energy as well, because people need safe spaces, and the only thing we all can be is human. We're, you know what I mean? Yeah, God, your Christ conscious tunnel, your heart is your God, but we're still in this human experience. And that's what I'm saying. Like, and I think that that's part of the collective shift that's coming, that's happening right now, is that everybody is like I said, it all looks good on the outside, but if we're all really being really fucking honest with ourselves, and I don't need to post pictures to show how awesome everything is, because like you said, it's like it's a show. And
Yeah.
Shakespeare did say, all the world's a stage. So how many people can honestly be vulnerable and say, hey, and then also too, what about those times in your life that you needed someone, or someone to, or an ear to listen, and more importantly, one you could fucking trust. You know what I mean? And that's part of why I feel like that's part of why I am so passionate about doing the work that I do, doing what I do, because I have, yeah, I care about everything. I care about everyone, and the little moments, and there does need to be a balance in that, for sure, because if we're not good ourselves, we can't, sure as fuck can't help nobody. And that's where you need to sit down and chill out for a minute.
And that's why, and that's the thing. Like, if I'm flashing out, if I'm hot, if I'm flashing out on everybody, I'm destroying everything in my wake. So, and that's the understanding. Like, you got to understand how hard you work for certain things, and how, like, I've come so far to be as patient, and it's like cause and effect, and I can see the visual, I can see the real life cause and effect of me changing the way I approach things from this demeanor and not that demeanor, and
Mm-hmm.
how much more successful I am when I carry myself this way. But when I feel myself going away from that, I need to take, okay, all right, something in my energy is off. I got to pull back, because I need to get back to a place of peace, because when I'm in a place of peace, as above so below, you know what I'm saying? And you
Mm-hmm.
really can't be shaken. But it's again, like you said, you in that reflective stage. It's being in that
Mm-hmm.
reflective stage, that, and really being able to say, hey, ooh, I
Mm-hmm.
this you were responsible for this, or okay, well, that might have been
Yeah.
somebody else, but you could have handled it differently. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so how do those conversations go with yourself? Are like, do you get?
I get light bulbs. I get light bulb epiphanies, and then I acknowledge it. And I was like I realize that I'm defensive, but
Oh.
I am defensive, but I also realize I'm not blame. It's like I'm not blaming, because I know it's hard to put into words. Okay, I am defensive, but I have always had to defend myself, right?
Hmm.
And I realized that, and I got accused. I always got accused of shit I didn't fucking do. And that's what I'm saying about being the blame, or the
Yeah.
projections. But to be able, and I had that epiphany. I was like, whoa, that's one of my things. I'm defensive,
And
and
so, go
and so
ahead.
I sat back and I just acknowledge that, and it's like, okay, and now that, like, that little remember we were talking about recipes and stuff, so like that little light bulb goes off, and I really think before I don't what that respond and react, you know what I mean? I'm very good at not just, you know, but that doesn't mean that my head's not saying something else, you know what I mean? And so I but I was like, okay, you're defensive, but why are you defensive? You know, and I really ask myself these questions. And and then and like I said, it's not blaming, but it's undoing all of the balance in a lot of it.
Unbecoming. Ooh.
Yeah, the balance of it is all realizing it's a true, I just seen emotion, right? It just made me emotional, like I got kind of really fun. But the thing is that it's realizing what it's the balance of what belongs to you. You know, when we're kids and and things are projected on us, or all through our, from the time you started till where you're at now, when we're talking about, the reflections of our life, like self-review processes, and then you just get little lightning bolts at, when it's meant to be revealed,
Yeah.
and I always ask God to show me what I'm meant to see. I don't need to show, because I truly in my heart, if I truly in my heart want to help people, and if I'm growing and evolving, then I can grow. That's why I believe there's enough for everybody, because we're all on a different evolution and a different frequency,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So there really is no need. I mean, for me, and it's hard for me to, because I'm strong in my beliefs too. I'm strong in my moral compass, and even in the sense of trying to figure out, well, why are grown ass adults acting like this? I don't get it. Right. But that, and it's like, is that me being an asshole? You know what I mean? But, or is it part of your gifts? And then maybe, and that's the whole lead by example thing, because I don't understand, maybe and that's just the difference in separation, or the different experiences we've all been through, because the little precious things mean the most to me versus arguing about shit that don't matter. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of my, I don't waver on that. Like, I'm not going to argue with nobody about where in the fuck we're going to go eat. I'm grateful to eat. How come you
Yeah.
aren't? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
That
know.
kind of just happened to me this week. It was just
Right,
like, yo, I'm not about to sit here like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't know. I can't stand ungrateful people, man. That
right.
like, and I hate to be like that, but like,
But see,
if
we're
you,
constantly apologizing for who we truly are. But why is it? Why it? What? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because I do it too,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
part of the undoing, and
yeah,
it's part
yeah,
of all of that stuff. So it's not a bad thing. It's like, no, be. I think that that's exactly what it is. We should possess zero guilt or shame for being who exactly we are,
yes.
and you
And the
know,
right people will love us, and that's the thing.
yes.
Like, and that's I wanted to say that too, because you were talking about being defensive. Let me tell you, it's a certain I'm a certain way. Listen, you already know
Hmm.
my story, so I let people know from the jump. Listen, this is who I am.
Yeah.
Like like either you could love me this way or you can't. And if you can't love me this way, then you're not the one for me, because there's somebody out there that's gonna love me for me. And
But
and
be
go ahead.
Oh, go. I was gonna say, but I would just like any side of the spectrum. There's flip sides to all coins.
Hmm.
So in the first honesty, or honestly, in the whole grand scheme of things, if you can recognize those things in yourself, and it's not that it's a kind of like, okay, I'm defensive. I'm defensive. Why? I
Hmm.
apologize. Just
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
people, you always can tell people, and I'm not the only one who said it. It's probably in psychology. I realize this too, even bartending. It's like when or when we're done here, it's like if one person says something, we're like, oh, constantly sorry, sorry. You always can tell people that we're like emotionally abused because they're constantly apologizing.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I
know?
always apologize. And my ex, oh my gosh, one night, like,
Uh-huh.
he used to manipulate it. He'd be like, stop apologizing, and then
Mm-hmm.
he'd be mad because I didn't apologize. And he'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
stop apologizing, and then be mad because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't apologize. Man, that's why I tell people, I was like, I'm straightforward because I don't got time for that bullshit. Because I played mind games with people, and that shit dangerous. It
Yeah,
is
no,
not
I don't
fun.
mind. Yeah, I don't mind fuck nobody, but I think that
Don't do that.
that's why I can call it out so easy though too. See, and
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
transmutation stuff. It's like
yeah.
that's what I mean. It's not about blaming. It's like all of this stuff, all from ground zero to where you're at now. My instincts are on fucking point. But because I was shell shocked when I was a kid, like trauma, you know what I mean, emotional, like, you know, yeah, and so, but it's not feeling sorry. It's saying, okay, it's not that. It's like I realize now, or when I'm meant to understand why did I go through this? Why did this? Why is it? But that's why my senses are heightened. My instincts are, you know, and whether I'm right or wrong, I
Right.
don't bypass no fucking red flags. So I'll just step
Right,
back.
right.
You know what I
You are
mean? It's
right.
like,
I'm not like I'm stopping at
yeah.
every red flag I see. We can assess that bitch. We can talk about that bitch to see if it's an adequate red flag.
Well, I'm just gonna balance it out.
Yeah.
And sometimes I, like as we spoke, I just step away if I know when I need to step away, and
Hmm.
that's emotional responsibility. That's emotional
Yeah.
maturity. In
Emotional responsibility. Somebody put
Mhm.
that on a shirt. Somebody put this shit on the shirt. Are you emotionally responsible, folks? Some of you motherfuckers is not. Y'all need y'all fucking
Yeah.
emotional card revoked because you've been fucking driving emotions without a fucking license, bitch. You are not emotionally responsible. Give me that shit
Well,
back because you stupid.
I've pulled my own emotional card plenty of times, but you
That's
see,
real. That's real.
it is, but being what you know what being when we all have our point. Like I said, we're all human. So, but we all have our points, and maybe that was harder for me because of being like all that water, all those emotions.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to cry at the drop of a dang hat, but I don't think it's a bad thing because I truly in my heart feel, you know what I mean? I do
Right.
feel that much, but I also know the surrender part, as you move through life and you grow, it's like sometimes I even question myself. I was like, dang man, I ain't crying like I used to cry. Is there something fucking wrong with me?
Me too. I was like, wait, am I crazy? Bitch, have I turned into a
like,
psychopath? What's
like,
going on?
like, did they harden me up, man?
Yeah,
What's
what's
going
happening?
on?
What's happening? Trust me. I definitely feel that.
Mm.
I definitely felt that recently, but I think you just get stronger. It's just a spiritual
Yeah.
strength. But people want to be as spiritually strong as us, but you don't want to have to go through the things that we went through to get this spiritual
Well,
strength.
Well, there's a lot of, and I do speak on this too, even when I'm speaking. I don't like to call people my clients. They're my soul family. They're my
Yeah,
people. So
yeah.
but the thing is that even if I'm speaking just in general, it is a lot of responsibility. There's fine lines between everything. There's fine lines between, love and hate, just like we're talking about the flip sides of the coins. Can you transmute, that quality that somebody says, or that, if like about being stubborn or whatever. I'm stubborn, but I'm stubborn to the good. We said that in the last one. I mean, I'm not stubborn as I'm an asshole. I'm stubborn because I'm not taking responsibility for shit I didn't do. And that's where that defensive comes in too. Because somebody else out there, and like you said, the manipulation and all that, the
Mm-hmm.
fucking gaslighting, and to sit there and try to convince you the sky is blue or the sky is black when it's blue.
What?
And I'm like,
I don't got time
what
for
the
that shit.
fuck? I am not crazy in
Yeah.
that sense. And it's like but once
Right.
you've
Not
gone,
like I'm not crazy in that sense. I know I ain't got
well, we're
some
all we're
food
all a little crazy. You
somewhere.
got to own up to it. You ain't living
Yeah.
I mean, just like when Matchbox 20 did that song Unwell. Uh, I enjoyed it. I saw them live one time, and he said that I love when people tell the reasonings behind or what was the inspiration. And that song was really popular. I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. But at the show, he says that he wrote it because every now and again we're all a little fucked up, and it's true. But that's because if anybody's sitting there saying, like you said, if anybody's sitting there trying to say, oh, I never gone through nothing and I got this all licked, you motherfucker, you are lying.
and so
You're
and
not only
so
lying to yourself, you are lying to other people.
and that's my thing. And that's my thing. That's the key to balance, like the shadow side,
Right.
to accept when you fucked up. So I can't deal with certain things because I'm fucked up about it. I real and that's and there you don't put yourself in situations. Certain situations I will slap the fuck away from
Yeah.
immediately because I'm fucked up. You don't want me to be in that situation. You don't like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want me to be. You want me to, like, the best thing for me to do in that moment was to walk away. You know what I'm saying? So but but
Yeah.
but I know that about myself because I have to accept that about myself. I don't like it. I'm not saying, I'm not bragging, and I'm saying like, hey, yeah, be so off the cuff that you got to walk away. Nah, I'm saying it's so, I understand because I'm that person. I have that trigger, but I know myself. I'm honest, and I'm honest with people around me. And you don't know what makes me so angry is when people around you don't understand your triggers. Like if I tell you, a lot of times it's very misconceptual. I'll say, "Hey, don't do this because this," and I'll say it, and I'll probably have something like this on, and then they'll do that thing, and when I'm triggered and flash the fuck out, then I'm the bad guy. But I've warned you, and so and that's that balance too, because if you've made it clear to somebody something bothers you, and they consciously make the decision to continue to do that thing, they get what they deserve. And I feel like that's a horrible thing to say, but that comes in. I feel like that's a balance too, because I if you do this to me and I can't remove myself, yeah, I told you what was gonna happen, and so like it's a defense mechanism. You have to also stand up for yourself. You also have to take up for yourself. So it's a balance in when do I walk away and when do I stay? When can I remove myself from a situation, and when can I not? Like it's a and knowing all these things about yourself are important when in balance and being grounded. It's something as simple as those things, but it's also things as more complex as per relationships and families. But that's really how I think about balance. Like I think about it so nuancedly, like that. Don't judge me. Marcy, are you there? Listen, I talked to her fucking frozen. I talk too much. Thank you, Ja. Ah, yeah, you see her with the fresh color, huh? Y'all, I didn't fucking talk Marcy off the fucking screen. Pray for me. Again, like this been so tragic. This has been so tragic. That part. So they didn't switched up the banners. All right, let me y'all. So since if y'all been on here, y'all know Marcy been fucking uh going in and out this bitch since we been on here. Like every time, every fucking chance the internet get, we fucking get she get kicked out. So let me call her real quick. We love you too, sunshine. Yeah, well, you're frozen. I talked you to fucking frozen. Well, they can hear us because I'm talking to you. Because I'm still on. Yeah, because I'm still on live, but I can't hear you. You're frozen. All right, click out like you did last time, and then come back. All right, y'all. I keep telling them I don't believe in interference. Mike had asked me the other day, he was like, do you believe it's interference? I don't believe in that shit. Listen, I don't believe in that shit, but it's some crazy shit popping off. I tell you that shit. I don't got time for this shit. A bitch just trying to be 32 and fine and eat and drink bougie shit. I want to drink bougie shit tonight and eat bougie shit. I'm trying to debate if I'm gonna get a fucking Moscow Mule or a martini or get a flight of champagne. I mean, a flight of rosé wine. Um, so how y'all doing? Still seeking needed manifestations. Been sitting through it. All right, she big like she never left. This part, that part.
Hey, hey, Ja. Hey, this is true. This is a true number two episode of Transmutating,
Hey.
state Transmutation Station because and awesome attitudes through our spiritual emotional evolution because this is gonna make my day even better. This fuels my gas tank. I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
why because that just tells me that they can't keep us down.
Can't keep us down. Can't
Oh,
nobody hold me down. Hey, oh
oh
no, hey,
no.
I
I
got to
gotta
keep
keep
on
on
moving.
moving.
Hey, hey, straight like that. That's how we do. All
Adventure.
right, I bought my
I face the adventure eagerly.
eagerly.
I will post this on Instagram.
Thank you. We listen. We don't stop. You can't stop us. So there's that. What were we talking about before we got cut off so fucking rudely?
You were about to say something. That's what I
Oh,
said,
I
man.
had went on a long ass rant.
We were going in.
I had ranted real long. You have to go back and watch it. I don't even remember what I ranted about. I know it was about the internet. Shit, I don't remember, but I
Oh, just
ranted
about
for.
face. I mean, and there's a real
Oh,
there's a real vulnerability
yeah,
in showing your truth too.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And it's like, but if you think about it, you, regardless of our own personal experiences or whatever, it's like, well, what more? I mean, you already can beat yourself up. Who gives a fuck? I think there's, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
In the sense of the evolution of it all again. I guess that's my favorite word on for this hour's evolution. It's been my favorite word lately. But yeah, it's kind of there's a lot to be said because how many people are afraid of what it's going to look like or all the people that really do need help that really do need somebody to talk to they don't reach out because they're afraid of being vulnerable or afraid of people thinking that they feel sorry for themselves and things like that because everyone is so quick to want to judge. Well,
Like
fuck them too. I
fuck
don't
them
judge
too.
nobody.
Listen,
The judgment. I am the judgment.
right, bitch. So that's how I be feeling. It's like you. I had this homeboy that I'm not friends with anymore because he cared more about what it looked like than what it really was. I'm
That's
not. Yeah, I'm not with that shit. Like, I,
mhm.
and because of that, like you said, so many people lose. Like, I was thinking about like, so I like there are homeless people all around where I stay. So like it's these
Mhm.
people in these nice Teslas and in these Bentleys. These people asking for help. They're humble enough to sit and poorly ask you for help. This grown ass man, you a grown ass man. You probably
Mhm.
wouldn't ask for help if somebody paid you. Are asking you for
Mhm.
help, but you won't pay. You don't want to have lower taxes. You want to cut out Social Security, but you also can't reach out the window and get this man a fucking bottle or half drink water. You know what I'm saying? So I just
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But but I think also too like that's part of what that's the rise and fall of power, because I was just having this conversation with somebody, and I think that's the overturn, because I think there's a balance in it all, in the sense of there's nothing wrong. It's the power that's in the wrong fucking hands, and it doesn't mean that you can't have things in your life. But what do you want them for? What do you want it for? That's a serious question. And if you want it for the wrong reasons, if you want it because you think you're better, or you want it so you can do raunchy things and think that you got a leg up and you can do shit you shouldn't be doing, then that's the overturn.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And so I think that for so long, the people that coming out of that whole what do they call that, a poverty block and things, or those, are people are kind of like, they don't want to be viewed that way, like that they're just, or even when you were opening up talking about social media and taking a time about people trying to get the spotlight and things like that. That's part that would go coincide with that as well. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
But it's just showing us how we've all been so programmed, once again, and all of those things are weeding out and falling away and pulling and stretching from our whole energy fields. And I think that maybe this cocooning phase is us for us to be brave enough to step in too and claim our true power, claim our true
mm-hmm.
divinity, because 9 out of 10 just, this is like probably a
Thank you
well-known
guys.
being said, is like the most beautiful people don't realize how beautiful they are. The most
Yeah,
powerful people don't realize how beautiful, or their souls are, how beautiful their souls are, because they don't see themselves that
mm-hmm.
way. Hence where
Yeah,
I came up with humble badass.
yeah,
I
yeah.
put humble badass on a t-shirt, because I've always been in. It's hard to even speak about. I'm going to be vulnerable because I don't give a fuck. Pisces get bad reps about people thinking that they're feeling sorry for themselves. I always been accused of acting low. Oh, you think you're this or you think you're that. I don't think I'm fucking nothing but me.
I
You know what
don't
I
think
mean?
I'm. I don't think
I
I'm
don't.
fucking
I
nothing but me.
right. But
That's
the
what I
thing
think.
is that. But the thing is that, and that's not me feeling sorry, but maybe. But like I said, that's where the defensiveness comes in, because I don't need somebody to tell me who I am or what I think. You know what I mean? I know exactly what I think, and if you want to know the truth, fucking ask me
That's it.
instead
But
of assuming.
but
You
the
know?
problem is they ain't gonna never ask you because they don't really want the answer.
Yeah, they don't got the nuts,
Be
right?
like that sometimes.
But I learned what assume meant when I was 14. When you assume, it makes an ass out of
That's
you and me.
absolutely,
All right. I think
absolutely.
I was like in the eighth grade, ninth grade.
Mm.
I don't know why people forget that shit.
Cause they be wanting to be better than people, and people be wanting to be better than people and shit like that. Like, get the fuck out of here, bitch!
But
You bleed, if I cut you, you gonna bleed just like I'ma bleed, bitch. You
right.
well, better calm the
Right.
fuck
And
down.
so yeah, so whatever happened to actually, yeah, but that whatever happened to actually fucking, and not everybody thinks the same,
Yeah, yeah.
but they're all learning curves. But the thing about it is, it but I do realize, as that whole emotional empath, those were the harder lessons for me, because I do absorb everything. And so to realize that, like, what's ours and what isn't, and the emotional maturity in that, because I don't have to, like, 9 out of 10 when somebody's talking shit to you, it's really what they're not looking, it needs to, ricochet back to them. And that's not, like, whatever they're saying to you is really how they're feeling. They got to project something outward because they're not looking inward, right?
So is this little young lady. So I listen to different like tarot readings because I don't listen to certain readers, and so I hope people like shout out to Mystical Illuminations. Like I don't, because certain tarot readings fuck me up. So I can't listen to them, even though a lot of these readers are really good. I can't listen to them. So, but I only listen to certain types of readers, like what do people, what would a tarot reader tell somebody that is beautiful about you? And I listen to those things, and I ask myself, hey, or does this line up with who you want to be? Does this, that's how I use tarot. I use tarot like that. Other than that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to go down the twin flame series. I don't know. I don't want to fuck with it. I don't fuck with it. I don't want to know nothing about money business. I don't want to know nothing about that. None of that shit. I don't want to know nothing about all of it. I appreciate it, and people are really good at it, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm not that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I had a reason for saying that. Fuck.
Oh, I got it. I got it. Is that basically? I think that something it also is very vulnerable and very self-acknowledging to years ago, and I can't take credit for this. I was working with a woman, she was a nurse practitioner, and I asked her a question. We were in the OB, and I asked her, I said, if you could do any avenue of nursing, um, did you just fall into OB, or if you could do any avenue in nursing? And she's like, I don't do psych. And she told me
Mm,
it, but it's beautiful how God sends you, like how certain, they could be just a random conversation, but there's something that always like jumps, you know what I mean, in the frequency. And I always reflect back on this. I know what I very confident in my moral compass and why I do what I do. You know what I mean? And I don't think that that takes away from the things that I'm not, that I don't like to do or I don't agree with. It's not that I'm downing them. I they can do their thing, and I think that reflects back to what you were trying to say. There's a lot to be said to say, okay, that's not my forte. I respect them, but this is what I do, and or this is what I like, and that's a good thing, because she said, don't, I remember she said, don't ever let nobody make you feel, um, like she said, psych wasn't her thing. She said, don't ever make nobody feel like you're less than for what you do versus something else. So like I don't fuck with Ouija boards just because I don't want to. I'm not, you know what I mean? I have no
yeah,
desire
yeah,
to,
yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
not. But that doesn't make me not good at what I can do,
yeah,
because
yeah.
God gifted me with something that I can do. So people that are comfortable using Ouija boards and doing that, that's their forte, and I can respect them for that. But it's not my thing. So
But so I remember, but I still don't remember the last piece, and I'm hot about it. Hopefully, I remember. But so I was saying, I'd like to say, I listened to this young lady named Jaylene, and she does this certain type of read, but I forgot what I wanted to say about it. So that's where I was going.
oh, I
Um,
thought. I'm sorry. I
no, no,
jumped
no,
toward.
no, no. I took.
I was thinking about just like people's fort. I was going into the whole forte thing.
Yeah, yeah, nah,
But
nah. But I
but
do,
that's.
but I absolutely agree with everything you said. Like I appreciate everybody's forte. Mine ain't it ain't that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Oh, when we were talking, remember before about. I know I told this to the peace dealer. I have to enter. I have to actually physically see somebody, right? Um, if I'm just sitting in my room, like I clearly I'm comfortable, right? I'm comfortable on this camera or whatever right now. But if I'm just sitting in my room, and believe me, there's conversations or things, topics that roll through my head all day long. But somehow it's like I'm just sitting here like looking at the camera and talking. It doesn't feel for me. It doesn't feel authentic, because for me, I need to be able to actually interact. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And I know I can on the comments, and maybe I'll get more comfortable with that if I roll solo on that end. But I just know that, but I could get up and talk, and I just can get on here and just talk away and whatever. But if maybe I should start doing Zoom meetings, Zoom meeting chats,
Yeah, yeah, that's what you should do.
spiritual Zoom, meet majestic magi in this room.
All right, so all right, let's start rapping.
Yeah.
Let's start rapping. All right, so
Oh, I know.
what's a good what is a I've been having spiders everywhere, all around my house. Okay, but
They
um
said that's a good thing. See, people, they said, I seen something the other day that said that means abundance was rolling in,
yeah, like
because
spiders are everywhere. Like, oh my
I've
god.
been seeing a lot in flies, and I used to think, and then and it made me feel better, because at first I thought it was, I was like, whoa, why are these flies around? But see, we do that shit too. It's like, why is the brain so automatically is loving, and the work, like I said, in the work that we do, there's so many, that's part of that balance, because it's so easy to get where you're at,
And so let
it's
me
like,
tell you, I have a like me and nature kind of have a deal. Like I fuck with nature like people. So like I leave it like that spider. I'm not gonna go fuck with it. I'm not gonna fuck with it. Is in the house. Is in the house. I'm not gonna go kill it. Hopefully, it finds its way out of here. However, if we cross paths and you are inside of my house, I'm gonna have to kill you. I'm gonna have to because you're in my house. However, I will never come outside and step on you. I don't care where you are. I will go around. I will make it. I will make a way so that I just get you away from me and out of harm's way. Um, and because that's that when we're inside my house, we follow my rules. When we outside, we're in your house, so we're gonna follow your rules. You don't go to people's house and kill them, do you? No, you don't.
No.
So,
No.
that's how I treat. That's how I treat all of the animals. I give them, and I always have a conversation with them. I'm like, look, I'm giving you ample time to make it out of here alive. I know you got a family and some kids somewhere, so go ahead, leave. I'm not trying to hurt you, but you shouldn't be here. You're somewhere where you shouldn't be. But
I
I really do treat animals like that. Seriously.
Yeah, I do too, actually. It was probably maybe 3 years ago I stopped killing, because instantly you're automatically like you see a spider, you want to step on it or whatever. And then I stopped that. And my dad's always mad at the little rabbits that are running around in the yard. It's like they're
Mm.
eating the flowers. I was like, those are God's babies. You leave them alone. I was like, leave my rabbits alone. I said, those are God's I said, Dad, those are God's babies, and if they're eating your flowers, they got to eat too. I said, they'll rejuvenate.
Oh, so I
He's
have.
like, my flowers are so pretty, and they're just nibbling on. I was like, you leave God's babies alone, because he'll get mad and he'll start. I was like, no, no, no. So I said, don't do that, please.
Yes, I guess because I was being like I have a little garden. I have some little gardens out, some herb gardens outside, and something ate my tomatoes. And I've been salty, but I guess I can just leave it alone because I'm like you said, I'm feeding guys babies. But I'm like, I really wanted those tomatoes.
Well,
So
just okay. So then let's just manifest that. Okay, so then there'll still be some for you. God's gonna make that energy is gonna come full circle.
okay.
There's gonna be a big, bright, pretty, like like a nice green firm one, and it's gonna be, yeah. You'll be fine.
Okay, I'll take
We got it. We got it.
it. Transmutation station, live and living color. We just transmuted some shit. That's how that shit work. So what you got? What last little tidbit would you give to people on balance and grounding and just anything you got for the people?
I just like the outside the box stuff, and I think that whatever honestly works for you, is your thing. Like, sometimes I just like to drive. I really enjoy getting in my truck and driving around and listening to music sometimes, and not with no specific place to go. Sometimes I just like going for a ride, and not answering the phone and just driving around and get busted car singing. I'm a major car singer. I'm always jamming in somewhere. I sometimes I'll just bust out in a song, and everybody's like looking at me, but it's because that's what's just rolling in my head. But or just like last night, I was sitting out on my little. I got like a little patio thing in this apartment, and it was nighttime, and all of a sudden there's like this little pond, and I have two pugs. They were sitting out and they're like barking away. But then as the night started to fall, as it started to kind of become dusk, I was like, all these little lightning bugs, just like, how usually you'll see like one or two.
Yeah,
It was almost like I wish I would have got it. I was like, man, how come I did not video this? But I probably,
because
you know
it
what I
was
mean?
meant for nobody but
Right.
you to see.
And they just kind of like a whole like little field. They just all like kind of just like like lit up, and I was just sitting there, and it's almost like I was like, all right, I got tears of gratitude, right? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because I can feel the shifts. But in just little simple things like that, or I'll just take my shoes off and just take my shoes off and put my feet in the grass, or,
Yeah.
or where I've laid I have another friend. She has an awesome backyard for just like, no
Yeah.
pets or nothing, all well manicured. She's on point with that. And so I told her, I said, I was like, I'm just gonna lay on my back in your backyard, take my shoes off and everything. I'm just gonna lay here. She's
Hmm.
like, okay. But whatever it is, driving down, you can, whatever it is that is for you in that way.
Yeah, mine is the beach. I love being by water. I'm like, if you can't
Yeah.
find me, I'm in like when I really just need a break, I'm somewhere in the jungle somewhere. I'm somewhere on the
Mhm.
adventure trying to climb a mountain. sitting by a water, sitting on some water. Like I'm looking for water, like that. Put like that. I'm looking for water, and I will go through. I will climb mountains to find it. I'm
Yes.
always looking for water. And so I'm always going to be by some water, grounded, on some island, on some something water. Like, and it's crazy because water scares me. Like the water, like I don't. I'll go baptize myself in an ocean or a body of sea water,
Mhm.
or ocean water, but I won't go too far. The ocean is like the ocean. We don't even know how deep the ocean is. Like the ocean could swallow everybody in the whole world, and that's it. Like the ocean water is crazy. It's already wiped out of fucking Noah's Ark. Hello, like
You
it's
were talking
already
about the water.
yeah. Like so. But I love to be near it. I don't fuck with it, but I love to be near it.
Well, that's I mean, but it's beautiful, but there but that's it. Okay, that can wrap us up in that whole balance because
Mhm.
anything unbalanced, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah,
water can soothe or water can drown.
yeah,
Fire can
yeah,
illuminate or fire can
yeah,
burn. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's
yeah,
like all elements. I mean, so anything. So that's actual and it's in also too what you spoke on about the respect of nature. It's how we respect it and what we're using it for.
yeah, yeah,
What we're calling it.
yeah.
If we respect if we respect our intent, if the intention's respectful, then the
Yep.
reciprocation will be respectful.
From the ocean, I always want the
That's a
ocean to
line.
know.
That's a line. Write that down before transmute. Okay, what
What
did
did
I
you say?
say?
No!
I,
Oh, we recorded it. We recorded it so we can get it. We can get
Oh, okay. Yeah, because this is how this is. Oh, or in creative processes, like
it.
too, just to do something creative for balances. But whatever it is that just takes you away from the noise or anything like
Mm.
that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I love water too, very so much, and I've even put I when my like sometimes the bathtub plugs don't work.
Yeah.
And it was like really late at night, and I'm a serious transmuter. I set up on my kitchen counter. I took a picture and sent it to my aunt. Put the plug in the thing, and I put some salt, some salt in my holy water inside, and I just put my feet inside the kitchen sink.
Mm, yeah.
And I sent her a picture, and she's like, "What the hell are you doing?"
I needed to soak
I was
my
like, "I
feet.
want to put my feet in some water." I was gonna take a
Yeah.
bath and I couldn't,
Yeah.
so I put my feet in the water, and
Yeah.
I got her done anyway.
Yeah, and I love, and even something that's like, have you ever gone to the beach and just stood, like, so I only stand at the very tippy top, but even so, the like the idea of quicksand, the water turns into the sand turns into quicksand underneath
Mhm.
you, and if you stand there too long, you can
Mhm.
get stuck. And it's just
Mhm.
like, listen, I was like, oh, water is like, you sure
Yeah.
water not God? Like,
It
like,
everything is, I think everything
yeah,
is.
yeah.
I really do. I or yeah, and just or but to actually allow yourself to totally feel your feet in that moment. You know what I mean?
Most probably.
With nothing else around you and just letting yourself totally feel that and feel
Mm,
that sand rise and the water and the sand
mhm,
sink
mhm,
and the way like just the water and how you can even hear the voices in the water if you know what I
mm.
mean or
Yeah,
however it delivers to
to
you in that
you.
sense.
And that's, oh my gosh, like when I go to the beach, oh, that's when I'm my
Mhm.
happiest. Like, y'all, that's when you see the glow. Like, so that's my ground. Like, so any water, I if you're looking for me, I'm probably by the water, but I love, my favorite place to be, if any vacation that I go on will have to have water by it. And it's crazy because my younger brother does not, he hates like being surrounded by big bodies of water, which makes sense. I mean, it makes perfect sense. But I fucking love them. All right. So anything else before we head out?
No, thank you everybody for joining and navigating through our transmuting of our interference energy.
Hey,
But everybody have a beautiful day. God bless you all.
thank you. See you guys
Thank
next
you.
time.